Hello everyone and welcome back to Vietnam Stock Market Opportunities. I am so happy and grateful to all of you guys to follow our channel. If you want to open a legal trading account, please contact us with the email Vietnamstockmarket.entry@gmail.com, Telegram Vietnamstockmarket.entry with the phone number is +84914326556. Or you can scan the QR code on the screen so that we can assist you. Or you can also follow and subscribe. The other channel is Areca Capital channel. The owner of this YouTube channel is Areca Hồng Nguyễn. She is a personal financial advisor and a Viet Capital Securities stockbroker manager. You can contact her with the phone number is +84914326556 with the email home.nguyen@vcsv.com.vn. We always welcome you to our office on the 11th floor, 109 Trần Đạo Street, Hoàn Kiếm District, Hà Nội, Vietnam. And today, I would like to introduce you about one enterprise that is MWG. MWG owns the leading mobile phone and consumer electronics chains in Vietnam with 2021 market shares of 60% and 50% respectively. MWG also operates one of the leading groceries retail chains in Vietnam. And today is October the 14th, 2022. Mobile world with the current price is 59,900 Vietnam dong. Target price is 94,000 Vietnam dong. This is the report which was collected by Viet Capital Securities on August the 31st, 2022. Mobile world with current price is 74,000 Vietnam dong. Target price is 94,000 Vietnam dong. Last target price is 92,000 Vietnam dong. Grocery business poised to become new growth engine. We reiterate our buy rating for MWG, increase our target price by 2%. Our increased target price is primarily driven by our 4% higher valuation for grocery chains. BHX due to our increased aggregate 2022 to 2031 forward net income forecast, which is partly offset by our higher risk-free rates and therefore cost of equity assumption by 50 basis points. We are more convinced of a potential improvement in BHX operations under the direct leadership of MWG's chairman, whom we believe will lead the chain's monthly sales per store to increase from 950 million Vietnam dong in Q1 2022 to 1.5 billion Vietnam dong by year-end 2022 and lead to accelerated profitability improvement. We remain bullish on the outlook for further market share gains in the mobile phone and consumer electronics segments paying to MWG's store expansion. Our target price put MWG's 2022 forward, 2023 forward PE 24.7 times, 15.6 times respectively. potential upside catalyst. Successful scale up of mom and kid product chains, IVA kits, successful expansion into Indonesia with con consumer electronics chain Ibra Blue, corporate action at BHX that could unlock its equity value. Downside risks to our positive view. Quicker than expected consumption of mobile and electronic products, slower than expected improvements in profitability at BXX. We expect improvements in BXX performance will be a major driver for MWG to achieve our 27% 2021 to 2024 forwards. EPS employment permit system compound annual growth rate over the past 5 months. BHX monthly sales per store has constantly improved month-over-month, despite the number of SKUs being reduced. Average monthly sales per store were 1.3 billion Vietnam dong in July 2022 and were 39% higher in Q1 2022 before the renovation period. Per our estimates, we believe BHX renovated store experience and promotional activities have substantially contributed to improved traffic figures that increased 24% Q-over-Q and 25% Q-over-Q in Q1 2022 and Q2 2022 respectively. We expect BHX sales per store to increase starting in 2023 as consumers respond to the convenience and quality shopping experience at the chain. As such, we raised our annual average sales per store assumptions in 2023-2024 for BSX by 11%, 8% to 1.5 billion Vietnam dong, and our 2023 to 2026 forwards EBITDA margin projection by 70 basis points on average to 3.1% to 5.5%. Amcon Pharmacy to reach bottom line break-even by year-end 2022 with gross margin sustained at 20% compared to our previous forecast of 19% and average monthly sales per store of 500 million Vietnam dong. We expect Amcon to raise its store count to 800 by year-end 2022 from 178 at year-end 2021. We maintain our view that the ramp-up of online sales and store expansion will drive revenue growth in the mobile and consumers electronics. TGDD and DMX combined online sales surged 87% year-over-year to 11.2 trillion Vietnam dong, 489 million US dollar, 17% of TGDD and DMX total revenue in 7 months 2022 We believe the main growth driver in 2022 will still come from the continuing expansion of Super Mini DMX to 1,100 by year-end 2022 from 800 at year-end 2021, and authorized Apple reseller top songs to 100 at year-end 2022 from 10 at year-end 2021 per our forecast. 7 months 2022, the SX sales per store show clearer improvement. Figure 1, MWG's 7 months 2022 results. 7 months 2022 results imply revenue of 11.1 trillion Vietnam dong, 481 million US dollar, plus 16% year over year, and net profit after tax of 309 billion Vietnam dong, 13 million US dollar, plus 32% year over year in July 2022, in which TGDD and DMX aggregate revenue surged 61% year over year to 8.5 trillion Vietnam dong, 370 million US dollar from a low base in July 2021, when there were strict social distancing restrictions that dampened information and communication technology and consumer electronic sales. Consumers also stocked up on essential goods in July 2021, causing BXX to experience strong sales. From that high base, the SX revenue declined 45% year over year to 2.4 trillion Vietnam dong, 104 million US dollar in July 2022. TGDD and DMX, phone and consumer electronics chains. 7 months 2022 results were driven by, firstly, a strong rebound in July 2022 from the low base in July 2021. Secondly, an 87% year-over-year surge in online sales revenue accounted for 17% of TGDD and DMX combined revenue. And thirdly, the continued rollout of DMS stores and Top Zone stores. Thanks to the aggressive expansion of Top Zone amid the outperformance of iPhones in Vietnam in H1 2022, MWG's sales from Apple products amounted to 325 million US dollar in H1 2022, completing 43% of MWG's target of 750 million US dollar, plus 67% year over year for 2022, and accounting for 39% of TGDD's revenue in H1 2022, from 33% in 2021. Nevertheless, Top John's average monthly sales per store in Q2 2022 declined to 4 billion to 5 billion Vietnam dong, from 6 billion to 8 billion Vietnam dong in Q1 2022, as most of new stores are in low-tier areas where monthly sales per store is inferior compared to top-tier cities. We believe dampened consumer spending powers has been a headwind for revenue at DMX as the customer base for consumer electronics remains mostly mass consumers. According to German market research company GfK, the revenue growth of Vietnam's consumer electronics market in H1 2022 was low single digits and primarily driven by a high double-digit growth rate in prices, while volume slumped. The HX grocery chain, the restructuring process that began in April 2022 continued to have a positive impact on BHX sales per store. BHX monthly average revenue per store in July 2022 was 1.3 billion Vietnam dong, 11% month-over-month, which was 39% higher than the monthly average revenue per store in Q1 2022, per our estimates. As of July 2022, BHX store count has been reduced by 405 to 1,735 since the peak of April 2022. Per management, BHX has completed the restructuring process with the renovation of all existing stores and the closure of underperforming stores in April to July 2022. On the other hand, BSX online sales were broadly flat year-over-year in 7 months 2022 due to the high base in May to July 2021 that was caused by customers stocking up essential goods as a result of social distancing restrictions. Ancang Pharmacy opened 254 new stores in 7 months 2022, bringing its total number of operating stores to 432 compares to management's target of 800 by year-end 2022. In Q2 2022, the average monthly sales per store in full months operation was 500 million Vietnam dong to 550 million Vietnam dong for standalone stores and 350 to 400 million Vietnam dong for stores next to BHX, which declined 20% to 30% from the peak level in Q1 2022. In addition to softening consumer demand for healthcare products as COVID-19 has subsided, new standalone stores opened in Q2 2022 were mainly in low-tier areas where spending power is inferior compared to top-tier cities. However, Ancang's GPM was maintained at more than 20% in H1 2022. Profitability continued its downtrend and trailed our previous expectation. MWG recorded net margin of 3.5% in 7 months 2022 compares to 4% in Q1 2022. and our previous 2022 forward forecast of 4.2%. The mainly attribute this drop to BHX declining margin due to its heavy investment in promotions to drive customer traffic amid inflationary pressure that also increased MWG's operating costs. Now we move to the part that is 2022 forward. TGDD and DMX expansion remains from growth pillar. PHX margin remain under siege. Year 2 BCSC's 2022 forecast. Revenue in 2021 is 122,938 and all 2022 forward is 153,259. New 2022 forward is 148 and 13 year-over-year 20%. TGDD including top zone. BCSC comments on 2022 forward. We forecast revenue of TGDDX top zone to grow 18% year-over-year, which will mainly be driven by stronger online sales and in addition to mid-single digits SSSG and a full contribution from stores opening in 2021. We cut our forecast for top zone by 50%, 15% to 3 trillion Vietnam dong, 128 million US dollar, as we now expect 100 stores by year-end 2022, compares to our previous forecast of 120 stores. DMX, including Plutronics, mainly driven by DMX store expansion and elevated online sales. We project MWG will add 300 DMS stores, compared to our previous forecast of 200, bringing DMS total store count to 1,100 and contribute 12.2 trillion Vietnam dong, 532 million US dollar by year-end 2022. On the other hand, we delayed the openings of 10 DMX supercenter stores, 2,500, 3,000 square meter per store, 2023, as we believe this format no longer being prioritized by management this year as a result of a slow sales outlook for customer electronics, whereas other segments offer higher growth opportunities. We cut BXX SSSG to a low single-digit rate from our previous forecast of a low teen rate. SSSG in H1 2022, a negative mid per high teen rate, drags behind our previous expectation. As a result, we reduced our 2022 forward average sales per store assumption by 9% compared to our previous forecast. We expect BHX restructuring process that has improved BSX sales per store from the trough in November 2021 will improve SSSG from Q4 2022 onward, as Q3 2021 was a high base due to consumer stockpiling. We also cut our year-end 2022 store count for BXX to 1,790 from 2,200 previously, as we incorporate the closures of 400 underperforming stores in H1 2022. Uncount Pharmacy. We project Uncount will add 622 stores compared to our previous forecast of 400, bringing a store count to 800 by year-end 2022. We note that MWG started to consolidate and Uncount in late 2021. Online sales. Our forecasts include, firstly, a 60% spike in TGDD and DMX online sale to 21.4 trillion Vietnam dong, 933 million US dollar, and secondly, a 15% increase in BXX online sales to 1.1 trillion Vietnam dong, 48 million US dollar, 404% of BXX total sales. Net profit after tax MI. We forecast BXX loss will double year-over-year to 2.8 trillion Vietnam dong, 121 million US dollar compared to our previous forecast for a 1.5 trillion Vietnam dong loss, as BXX loss in H1 2022 surpassed our previous expectation. We expect growing sales per stores together with measures to optimize operational efficiency. Fine-tuning the automation of back-end operations will have to elevate BXX loss in H2 2022. We maintain our projected GPM of 24.5% in H1 2022. BPS Employment Permit System. EPS diluted by ESOP. Employees Stock Ownership Plan Insurances. We expect improvements in BXX performance to be a major driver of our forecast for MWG's 2021 to 2024 forwards. EPS compound annual growth rate of 27%. Figure 3 shows how the 5-month restructuring process has improved BXX sales per store. BXX restructuring journey year-to-date 2022. In March 2022, starting deploying heavy discounts on fresh fruits. Some products competitively priced wet markets. In April 2022, renovated the first 400 city stores according to following standards: store size 200 to 400 square meter. SKUs 2,000 to 3,000 bare essential SKUs. Neater store arrangement, wider aisles, well-organized displays, and more spacious warehouses. May 2022, renovated stores, 1,000 stores, closed underperforming stores. In June 2022, renovated stores, 1,500 stores, closed underperforming stores, 231. In July 2022, completed renovation of all existing stores, closed underperforming stores, 400, store count was 1,735 as and July 2022. Implemented heavy discount focus on fresh produce, meat, seafood, and frequently purchased products like cooking oil, frozen food, and ice cream, among the others. Enacted more standardized and comprehensive product policies for fresh food, long-term partnership with suppliers based on their product quality, stricter quality assurance of products before displaying and omitting overnight storage. Simplify store tasks for staff to ensure quality customer services. Along with these changes, BSH average monthly sales per store has constantly improved month-over-month, even though the total number of SKUs has been reduced from 5,000 previously to 2,000, 3,000. Through this transformation, we believe BSX has repositioned itself as a modern mini mart in place of the modern wet market. BSX average sales per store improvement has been more evident since May 2022 when the aggressive store closure began and the number of renovated stores has reached over 50% its existing stores. In July 2022, BHX average monthly sales per store was 1.3 billion Vietnam dong and was 39% higher than in Q1 2022. Before the renovation period, per our estimates, promotional activities to draw customer traffic have worked well in traffic. Daily number of bills increasing 24% Q-of-Q and 25% Q-of-Q in Q1 2022 and Q2 2022 respectively. Nevertheless, we believe BSX better store experience has equally contributed to the improved traffic figures. We believe when consumers are convinced enough by the convenient but also quality shopping experience at BSX, the expansion and retention of the customer base remains viable, even though promotions. We expect BSX sales per store will accelerate starting in 2023 thanks to Upbeat's SSSG. As such, we increase our annual average sales per store assumptions in 2023, 2024 for BSX by 11%, 8%, mainly due to our higher SSSG assumption in 2023 to a mid-30s rate from a high single-digit rate previously. Additionally, we increased our projected 2023-2024 forward GPM by 40 basis points on average to 25.5%, 26.7% as a result of one, higher bargaining power thanks to wider store footfall. As we expect BSX could moderately resume its expansion post 2022, and two, lower wastage thanks to a more effective product assortment. Furthermore, we raised our 2022 to 2026 forward EBITDA margin projection by 70 basis points on average, leading to our forecast EBITDA margins of 7.8% in 2031, compares to our previous forecast of 7.2%, owing to BSX stronger focus on optimizing its logistics system and fine-tuning the automation of back-end operations, forecasting, production, ordering, and allocation, and customizing product assortments beginning in H2 2022. Per management, BSX inventory has been decreasing, but the availability of goods on display increased as logistic processes have been recently reviewed and gradually upgraded to ensure that supplies arrive on time. That said, we believe the magnitude of GPM and EBITDA margin improvement will be partly offset by a more intense competitive landscape in the mini-mart segment, with Masan Group's aggressive plan to expand the store count of the Winmart's plus mini-mart chains beginning from Q3 2022. And now that is the year 4. The summary of our 3-year forecast revisions. And now look at the valuation. We value MWG using a sum of the parts method, including 1, a 5-year DCF based on free cash flow to equity for the mobile consumer electronics businesses. 2, 10-year DCF for the grocery business, and 3, price per sales method of the pharmacy business, in which our target PS is based on the target PS implied by our valuation of FPT Retail's Long Châu Pharmacy, the current leading pharmacy in chain in Vietnam. In order to factor in the dilution impact of annual ESOP entrances from the perspective of an external existing shareholder, we assign our projected FCFA with weightings that reflect the calculative dilution of projected future ESOP issuances. issuances. In this update report, we raise our target price for MWG by 2%, which is primarily driven by our higher valuation for grocery chain BHX due to our increased aggregate 2022-2031 forwards net income forecast, which is partly offset by our increasing our free rates and therefore our cost of equity assumption by 50 basis points. Discounted cash flow, mobile, and consumer electronics. Year 7 cash flows forecast for the mobile and consumer electronics business in 2022 forward to 2026 forward. Sensitivity analysis of our target price for MWG in relation to DCF's cost of equity and terminal growth rates for the mobile and consumer electronics businesses, ceteris paribus. Discounted cash flows grocery. Recommendation history. Financial statements. Okay, and these are all informations we want to share with you. Hope this will be useful for you. Thanks for listening. Have a good day and see you next time. Bye.